1. Your cat has always loved you, but who she truly loves is never your decision. 2. We so often talk about actively protecting our pets and guiding their lives. 3. But when it comes to one single thing, her most important biological decision, your cat has the final word. 4. It is definitely not you alone making this choice, but truly only her, entirely for herself. 5. This is not a simple rebellion at all. This is one of nature's most complex selection systems. 6. Today we are talking about something that hardly any cat owner truly understands. 7. How your cat very specifically chooses her partner, and why you play absolutely no role in it. 8. By the end, you will understand what lies behind the seemingly chaotic mating behavior. 9. And you will quickly realize, this is not true chaos, but a fascinating, well-thought-out system. 10. Let's start where the choice begins, with smell. 11. Before your cat even looks at a male, she has already evaluated him. 12. Not with her eyes, with her nose. More precisely, with the Jacobson's organ in the roof of her mouth. 13. Through pheromones, she perceives information that is completely invisible to us. 14. Health status, immune profile, genetic compatibility, everything, without a single visible signal. 15. That sounds like science fiction. It is biology, and it has been refined in cats for millions of years. 16. What your cat is smelling is essentially the male cat's MHC profile. 17. MHC, major histocompatibility complex, is a part of the immune system that is genetically inherited. 18. Animals that choose partners with a different MHC profile produce offspring with broader immune protection. 19. That is no coincidence. That is evolutionary intelligence, encoded in every breath. 20. And your cat reads this code and makes her choice accordingly. 21. But there is even more, and this part surprised me the most. 22. Your cat doesn't just choose based on health. She also chooses based on status. 23. Among male cats, there is a quiet, very clear hierarchy, defined not only by loud fights. 24. Who moves confidently where, and who dares to call out loudly in the dark of night. 25. This information is as readable to your cat as a sign on the wall. 26. She knows who dominates the hierarchy, and she chooses among the dominant ones, usually. 27. Not always. Sometimes she chooses another. Why? Even researchers don't fully know yet. 28. But what we do know, it is not a random choice. It is an informed decision. 29. Now comes something that many owners do not know, and which makes the reality clear. 30. When several males compete for a cat in heat, they fight. 31. But the female cat often doesn't just sit passively nearby, she watches. 32. She observes how the males behave, who dominates, who yields, who flees. 33. And then, after a precise and very thorough examination, she makes her final choice. 34. Not always for the winner of the fight, sometimes for the one who waits. 35. Sometimes for the one who behaves differently from all the others. 36. That is not romance, that is selection. Complex, informed, individual selection. 37. And you just stand by quietly and completely fail to understand why she chooses exactly him. 38. Because you do not have the information she has. You don't smell what she smells. 39. You only see wild and very loud fights. She, on the other hand, immediately sees true character. 40. That is not a small difference. That is the difference between human and animal perception. 41. There is another aspect that hardly anyone talks about. 42. Your cat can refuse mating, even when a male is physically present. 43. She can become aggressive, run away, hide, if the male doesn't meet her criteria. 44. That is absolutely no coincidence or misunderstanding. That is a clear, very active, and distinct rejection. 45. And that says something fundamental about your cat's nature. She has a preference. 46. Not an abstract one, not a random one, a concrete, biologically founded preference. 47. We often talk about truly respecting animals. Here is a very important form of respect. 48. Acknowledging your cat's will in this decision, not ignoring it, not controlling it. 49. Of course, this is easier in the context of outdoor cats than indoor pets. 50. But knowing about it changes how we should talk about their sexuality. 51. Not as a flaw to be corrected, not as a problem to be managed. 52. But to understand it as a trait, complex, precise, millions of years old. 53. That question from the beginning, it now gets a completely different answer. 54. You do not choose who the right one is. She alone makes this fundamental choice. 55. She makes this important choice with secret information that you could never read or copy. 56. That is certainly not a human defeat. That is genuine awe at a very complex creature. 57. I really ask myself sometimes, how would we even talk about cats if we knew everything? 58. Would we really still think so carelessly that they are simply just cats? 59. Or would we start treating them with a different kind of respect? 60. That is a question to which you might know and answer yourself. 61. Tell me in the comments. I am curious what you think, truly. 62. Because this conversation between human and cat is far from over. 63. We are still learning from them daily, if we are willing to look.